Hi, this is June with New Orleans Potions, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a gel polish from scratch. The first one I'm going to make is New Orleans Blues, and you can use, I used two different things. When I first started, I used the LED UV Clear Gel by IBD, and I cut it with 91% alcohol, and then I moved up to the GRI chemical.com, and I bought a half a gallon of this, and this is like a true gel base, and you don't have to cut this with alcohol. So I put a whole bunch of this into the IBD container so it's easier for me to use. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to put the first pigment in here. I didn't finish writing it out, but anyway, I'm going to let you figure out how to pronounce that. When I can't pronounce things, I go to YouTube and I put the word in, how do you say, and it will tell you. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to put 5 jewel scoops, and this is what I kind of use for little scoops. You'll find most everything I get from TKB, and this doesn't have to be a perfect measure. That's 2, 3. Now it looks like I'm getting pretty big scoops. I'm gonna take it down a little bit smaller, so try to do them like that. Okay. And then I'm going to use titanium dioxide, which I have to step away from the camera and grab real quick. Okay, and then I'm going to use a pinch of titanium dioxide, and I'm gonna put that in the jar. And then once you have your nice little mix like that, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some 91% alcohol, which I put in here, just to wet the pigments. So I put just enough in there to wet it. You might want to start out with less, just so you get an idea. And it just kind of makes a little wet paste. You can see that a little bit better. And I'm just going to stir that really good. Only takes a second. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it the rest of the way with the gel base. This is not the IBD. This is the one I get from the GRI laboratories. Okay. And then all you have to do is stir it again. And as soon as you do this, this is ready to use. So I'm going to make this one and set it aside. And I'm going to make a second color. Okay, that's pretty stirred. Okay, and the second color I'm going to make is going to be French 75. And I named this one after a champagne gin cocktail that I like. I'm gonna use a lot of paper towels. Okay, so the next thing with this one is fairly simple. This is a Red Lake dye, and I keep it in this jar just because it's easy to dispense. So I am going to put 1 pinch, and I use my measuring tools. I get the 5 spoons from TKB, and they also have 3 scoops. Let's see, put this back over here. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is the same thing. I'm just gonna wet it with a little alcohol. Make sure this is clean. I'm gonna stir it. All it does is it makes what they say, they either bloom or bleed the color. Okay, I think that's about done. And I'm just gonna add the gel to it and stir it again. Like that. These are 7 ml jars. I get these from Amazon, and you want to make sure that light does not penetrate the jar, whichever kind you choose to get. And these are 7 ml, so it makes about 5 ml worth of gel, which I'm perfectly fine with, because sometimes you make colors you don't like them, and I don't like wasting them. Okay, when I first started, I used the IBD, and then during COVID, I ordered a half a gallon of the gel base. It just blends quicker and easier. Okay, that's the French 75. We're going to paint this on 2 nails. And I just used an old brush from an old gel polish. And let's see. I'm gonna paint the red first. And we'll put one nice coat. And I'm going to put it in the light. And clean this brush with a little alcohol. And I'm going to paint one coat on the other one. And I will be speeding through this at the end of the video so it doesn't take so long. Get most of the red out of there. And you can see how messy this is. This is my color board, and it stays pretty messy. You can only get as much paint off of it as you can. So I clean everything with 91% alcohol. Okay, that's a nice coat of blue. Put that in there. I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to paint a second coat with a top coat. Okay, now I'm going to put the second coat of the blue. A little easier to paint on clients instead of this plastic nail tip. Put that down. Get the red. Let me clean it real quick. Clean the brush real quick. This is 91% alcohol. That's what I'm using to clean it with. And we're going to do a second coat of the red. Okay, that came out really nicely. I'm going to do 30 seconds on that. I always keep my little recipe cards. I'm starting out doing these with simpler recipes. So this is New Orleans Blues, goes on top of here, and that goes there. Okay, that's the red and that's the blue. So this is French 75 and New Orleans Blues. Now I'm gonna put the top coat on and put it back in the light. That way you get to see what the finished product looks like. And this will go in for another 30 seconds. And I use these at work too when I'm finished because I like to use the gel polish brushes when I do gel polish. So I usually keep an empty jar and then I just store it in here so that the light doesn't get to it. Okay, that's your New Orleans Blues and your French 75 gel polish made from scratch.